video was brought to you by the Bank of Mom and Dad. Thank you so much for supporting this expensive hobby over the last 15 years. On a completely unrelated note, if you happen to know somebody in the Chicagoland area that's hiring, I would really like that information. Asking for a friend. Hey, what's up everybody? This is VisitJoan, and at the time of recording this, I'm not even done with this build yet, but you gotta record when you get an opportunity, and my parents and my aunt just went out for lunch, and so now I have the opportunity to record, so I'm going to take it. But anyway, this build I am doing completely from scratch, which is a little scary because usually when I build from scratch, the house ends up looking like complete crap. But at this point, I have everything built, and I have to say, I actually like how it's turned out so far. It doesn't look that bad. So I hope you guys like it too, and I was kind of going for like an island theme, like, you know, a lot of people are building, but I don't want it to be like completely 100% island. I wanted to use a lot of the stuff that came with island living, but I also wanted to kind of like mix in some older stuff in there too, just because I just don't want it to be like 100% island. I don't like doing that, and so, but I haven't really been able to use like a lot of the island living stuff before this, just because I was doing such specific builds. So I figured that this would be just an opportunity to let loose, and you guys could just see my creative process and what goes into building this house. There were quite a lot of things I wanted to do with this house. One of them is I wanted to use the blue siding because I absolutely adore that color, which kind of gives you an indication about how I feel about this world. This world is absolutely gorgeous. I love the color of the ocean. Oh my goodness. You know, I could just live in a place like that and I'd be happy. But anyway, I wanted to create a house that was mostly over the water, and I kind of wanted to have a little deck out in the back where you could just like jump into the ocean, and I wanted it to definitely have the feel of like an island place, but also have that regular home vibe to it. And I've kind of already decided, even though I haven't made the family yet, I've kind of decided that I kind of want the house to be parents, and then the oldest be a girl, and then 2 boys, because I already have a family where most of the children are girls, and they have a male pet, so I thought it would be, you know, only fair to have more of the children be boys, and then have a female pet. And really, there's nothing really all that special about these Sims. I mean, they're just Sims that I created, and you know, they're probably going to be used as extras, as most of my Sims are. Building this house wasn't really all that challenging, but I did have a problem with the doors, because I didn't want the house to be just the, what do you call that? The thing that they have in, like, Victorian houses that, is like an octagonal shape? I have no idea what that's called. But I didn't want that and just have it be, like, a straight across, because then that would look boring, and that's why a lot of the houses I have tend to look horrible. So what I did is I put, like, a bump out, you know, where the entryway is, and I made that, like, 5 tiles long. But when I wanted the sliding door to be the front door, and when I put it up there, that was 4 tiles long, and I'm like, okay, I really want this to be in the middle. I can't do it, but eventually, you know, I put the sliding door in back, so there is a sliding door in the house, so I'm happy about that. I was just looking through the doors thinking, okay, like, a 3-tile door is going to be good, but there was just none that really matched the island vibe. And so eventually I settled on, like, one of the 2-panel doors that came with island living, and I put, like, a little, roof that looked kind of exactly like, oh my goodness, did I just say a roof? Oh my goodness, oh no. A window, there we go, it's a window, Joan, it's a window. A window that looks almost exactly like the door to the next of it, so it looks like a 3-panel door, but it's not. But while I was trying to decide which door to use, I pulled out this one door from, like, Jungle Adventure. I think it was Jungle Adventure, maybe it was Seasons. It was one of those 2. And I put it in the middle of the entryway, and it went right in the middle, like, between, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it went from halfway through the 1 tile, through a full tile, and then halfway through the next tile. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, this works great. I don't want this door, so I should be able to do it with another door, right? So I pull up the island living door, put it there, and I can't get it to go in the middle at all. It will only take 2 full tiles, and it won't go, like, half of a tile in. And so I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? But I really like how it turned out. I like how there's a window right next to the door, and, you know, it turned out fine, so I'm not too upset about it. Other features of this house include a sliding see-through door between the entryway and the living room. And I know normally I put arches there because, well, I think houses would normally have arches there. But then I decided to go with the sliding doorway because I've never seen that done in the house before, and I thought it would look kind of cool. And I also put like blue little curtains there to give it that just like island vibe. And I love those curtains, and I love the colors. And I also made a little area under the stairs where I put some pillows and a little cushion down there. I don't know if the two younger boys would use that. Maybe they would. But I know that the older girl would have used it when she was younger, and she would still want that there. So I thought that was really cool. Also, I put in a kind of like a little open plan. Like, I don't even know how to describe this, between like the living room and the bedroom. Oh my goodness, the living room and the bedroom. I am losing my dang mind. Okay. No, the living room and the dining room, because I put those like columns in there, and then I put like a spandrel going across, so it was kind of like, it kind of like looks like it's two different rooms, but it's not. And I put like a little room divider there because there was a shelf that like just came right on the wall, and I didn't want people to like run into it and boom, hit the shelf with their head, because I wanted to put the shelves a little bit higher, but then the lighting was just screwed up. The Sims team really needs to fix that. But anyway, the dining room also features, like, normally I would put a rug under the table, but I decided, you know what would be cool if I had some of those see-through tiles under the table like they do in Humalao City. I just love that. So I figured that would be the quote-unquote rug. I thought that would be cool. And I also, like, used some of the new, like I said before, the island living shelves that came with this thing. And can we just talk for a minute? The Sims 4 really needs an option to sort the clutter objects by which ones will automatically, can automatically be placed on what size of an area. And what I mean is, like, you know how you have clutter objects and you can automatically place them on desks, or you can place them on shelves, but some you can automatically place it on shelves, and some you actually have to use the cheats that, like, go up. And I spent so much time trying to figure out, okay, which items of clutter am I going to be able to, like, naturally put on the shelf, and which ones I have to basically, like, move up. And I really think that they need something there to sort it by, okay, I know that I can put these pieces of clutter on the shelves, and that these I actually have to use the raise and lower cheat. And sometimes, you know, it kind of looks like it's like floating in midair or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of fixed that by like lowering the shelves a little bit to the level where the object was at, but that really needs to be fixed. It's, you know, it's really frustrating trying to figure out which things are gonna, you know, I'm trying to decorate these shelves and I can't decorate them because the things I want to put there won't be put there. It's just really annoying. Also, another thing I did was that, you know, I put like a little deck on the second floor above the laundry room, and I put one of those see-through floor tiles there. So, like, you know, when you're playing outside and then you look below you and there's Mom doing the laundry, and so you can wave like, "Hi, Mom!" I just think that's, like, really cool. Like, if you guys know me, I mean, I'm kind of interested in, like, out there, like, not normal, like, house features. Like, oh my goodness, have you ever seen that show Trading Spaces, where the two neighbors, they switch houses and they decorate a room in each other's houses? Like, okay, that show was, okay, first of all, childhood, but second of all, oh my goodness, some of those rooms that they came up with were actually pretty interesting. There was this one room that they turned this one person's living room into a movie theater. I kid you not. They built like little like platforms to put the seats on like they would in the movie theater, and they put curtains all around the walls, and they put like a big screen TV there. And although that's not something I would really want for like my living room, if I had like an extra room in my house, sure, throw that in there. That would be just so awesome. And then they had like, there was this one train nut that was on the show, and so they did the bedroom to make it look like the inside of a train car, and I'm like, I want that room. And then there was one living room that they did a little bit later in the show, like one of the later seasons, where they put all the furniture on the ceiling, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this would be so awesome. It wouldn't be a room that I would use functionally, but just to have that in my house, and just to see that every day would be like so cool. Like, you know, in Pokemon, the cities I would want to live in are like Humalao City, Fortree City, and that's because the houses are so unique. I've spent my whole entire life, you know, living in a regular house, and honestly, I never considered it a regular house when I was growing up because I live in a raised ranch. And so basically, if you don't know what that is, it's that, you know, like all the main living space is on the second floor, and there's just a bunch of other random, like laundry room, utility room, extra bedroom, family room on the first floor. And I was just like kind of jealous of all my neighbors because I was like, why can't I have like a normal house, you know, with the living room and all the stuff on the first floor and then the bedrooms on the second floor? Because, you know, even when I'm in my bedroom, even though it's all the way together in the house, I can still hear the freaking TV. And it's just really kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to sleep. I just want to live in something that's like not normal, like, you know, like a tree house or a house that's over the water, because honestly, that would just make everyday life interesting. But back to this house, the kitchen features a huge island in the middle of it because I made the kitchen big for, I don't know why. I just figured, you know, I could just put an island there because I haven't put an island in kitchens recently because I haven't had room. So I did that, and I also put like a small seating area over by like all the windows. And I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of struggle with the bedrooms just a little bit, just because I always, you know, have a hard time with the master bedroom. Even, you know, with the vanity table, it's always kind of hard for me to find something to fill up the space in there. But also for the boys' rooms, because I don't know, I just feel like I do boys' rooms like pretty much the same. Like, boys are into like sports, and they have trophies and posters of sports, and I don't know what else. It just feels like I just do the same thing for every single boys' room. It's like, you know, what else do I put in there, you know? I kind of do like how they turned out. They did turn out pretty good, and I did think I got, you know, a different enough of a personality for both of the boys and the girls' room. I usually have no problem with those. Anyway, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about the family now, and like I said, there's just nothing special about this family, but I did kind of come up with a little backstory when I was creating them, because, you know, when I pick their traits, I kind of figure out why, you know, they have the traits that they have, and so I kind of just figured that the mother and father, their marriage was actually, like, arranged, because, I don't know, I feel like they're natives of the island, and maybe that's kind of like the culture that they have on the island. Maybe, maybe not, but, you know, they were just, their families put them together, and they kind of expected them to marry, and the dad, you know, he's not the type of person to settle down. He doesn't really want to be married. He wants to be able to be free and be able to basically, you know, be romantically involved with other women and all that other stuff, and he just doesn't want to be tied down. So he didn't really marry his wife because he wanted to. He married her because his family expected him to. And he had a family because his family expected him to. And his wife is actually pretty much in love with him, but he really isn't in love with her. So I'm probably not going to play this family too much. And as with any of my Sims that I create that aren't really, you know, a big part in some of my other content, they probably will just be like show up as like little Easter eggs, and they're actually in some of the screenshots because, well, when I loaded the lot, when I first put the family in the lot and I loaded it, it was like in the middle of the night, and it was monsoon season, so it was raining, so I had to wait until it was morning and it was sunny. And of course I can't move the Sims because you can't move Sims with moved objects on in this game. I don't know why they got rid of that. That was just stupid. But anyway, so they're in the picture. So if you ever see this couple arguing in the background of another video, that is probably why. So a little bit of like an Easter egg going on there, just to make things interesting. And actually, while I was furnishing this house, I was actually listening to the Good for a Girl podcast, and it's a podcast by Jubilee Blaze. She's another YouTuber. She doesn't do Sims, she does more like Pokemon kind of thing. But you know, you should check her out because her content is cool. But she does this podcast now. It just talks about, you know, just a lot of different stuff, really. They talk about gaming, they talk about reality TV, they talk about movies, they talk about, you know, just anything that just relates to like whatchamacallit, pop culture. And you know, it is called Good for a Girl, so it also has to deal with how women are treated in, like, you know, competitive gaming and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. I get it from Spotify, but I'm pretty sure there are other places you can find podcasts that this would be available to. And now, you guys, I'm going to update you on something that's going on with me, and that is, for the first time in a really long time, I am actually content with the way things are going for me. And I think part of it is because I found my niche. I'm happy creating this content. I'm happy working on this stuff. And, you know, I've kind of found a good mix of it all. And, you know, I'm just happy. But I think also part of it would be, you know, my mom and I, we were getting ready for the morning the other day. And my mom was just like, you know what? We should start working out because we have a wedding to go to in about a year. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because, you know, here's the thing. I have a really, really crummy history when it comes to weddings. I mean, there was this one time when I was like, I don't even remember how old it was. I think it was like 24, when I actually did get invited to my friend's sister's wedding at the last possible moment, which was actually a dream come true. But other than that, and pretty much since then, and even a little bit before then, it's just really extremely complicated. And I'm not going to get into all the nitty-gritty details here because, you know, YouTube isn't the place for that. But basically, What it boils down to is the fact that I was waiting to have, something happen for a long time, and then when it finally happened, I was cut out of it, and I ended up losing the person I considered my closest friend over it. And really, there's no hard feelings, but like I said, it's a long story, I'm not going to get into it. So, when my cousin got engaged earlier this year, and I told you guys this in the I'm Back video, but I just didn't know how to feel about it. Like, I'm like, okay, are you just going to go to the courthouse? And then, because it's really extremely frustrating to see all these people having fun at all these weddings on Facebook. And it's just like, why? Why don't I get to enjoy myself like everybody else does? Because I didn't get a fancy piece of paper in the mail. It's just aggravating to me. But, for a little bit, I actually felt like somebody was hiding something from me, because a week ago or so, I overheard my mom talking on the phone, and she said something about setting a date, and I know, my cousin said when we went to see Endgame that they had everything like planned, and I'm like, oh dear goodness, it's happening again. It's like, really? I mean, this is the cousin that, he was the closest thing I had to an older brother, and we worshipped the ground he walked on. He was the cool cousin, and if he just went ahead and just got married and I wasn't there, that would really kind of tick me off. But no, the good news is that my mom said her sister told her a couple days before that they had actually set a date for next year. And so, I do get to go to another wedding. So I'm really happy about that. And I actually already have a dress that's been in my closet since 2014. And that is because, I got it because I was going to go to some event, and that ended up falling through. I mean, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into the complicated details again, because it's just, I don't want to do that. I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to, out people like that, because at least I think I'm on good terms with them. I should be on the good terms with them. I honestly don't know. But basically, I think I should be on good terms with them, but I really don't know. And again, I'm not getting into the details of that. But long story short is that I have this dress that's been sitting in my closet for about 5 years now. So I won't get to go dress shopping, but it's something. I'll take it. A win is a win, and this is definitely a win for me, given everything that's happened to me in the past, I don't know how many years. Like, I just haven't felt that content with the way things are going since I graduated college 4 years ago. But anyway, you guys, this voiceover is kind of getting a little on the long side, and I don't know how long it's going to be, since I'm going to cut a lot of this stuff out of that, because, I just keep rambling, and then I decide, you know what, I don't really want to put this on the internet. And, I've been working really, really hard. I've been working my butt off, and that is because Anime Midwest weekend is a week away. And so that's 3 days I don't have, but it'll be nice, to sit back, just enjoy the convention. And actually, I did kind of take a day off yesterday. I mean, I did some work in a really early morning, but I went to see my cousin's kids, so that was fun. But now it's back to the grind, and to pretty much get done as much as I can before that weekend, so I can just relax, enjoy the convention, and then pick up where I left off with like a fresh eye on things. But anyway, you guys, that is where I'm going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this speed build and this house. It probably will be on the gallery eventually. ID is VisitJoan. But if you enjoyed this video, I would really, really, really appreciate you giving this video a big thumbs up. Give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, or just like me, or just want to hear me talk or something like that, I don't know, feel free to subscribe. Actually, you know what? Please consider subscribing, because all that stuff. And I'm going to be seeing you next time. So, bye everyone!